In the center of the city, there's a small, unremarkable bus station. Every afternoon, an old man sits on the bench there. He always leaves one spot open next to him, as if he's waiting for someone. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows through, lifting the old man's hat into the air. At that moment, his thoughts are carried back 60 years ago. Back then, he was a young man who had almost missed a date because he was late. But instead of being angry, the woman handed him a hat as a gift. From then on, she always sat on the right side of the bench, so he could run to her the fastest when he arrived. Eventually, he gathered the courage, got down on one knee, and slipped a ring onto her finger. From that day on, they became a family. But happiness didn't last long. The man was called to serve in the war, and the day came when they had to part. At the station, they held each other tightly. As the train pulled away, we see that the woman is already pregnant. After that, the woman would come to the station every day, waiting for her husband to return. That wait stretched into months. Then, after some time, their child was born. She would bring the baby to the station with her. As the boy grew older, though, the husband still hadn't returned. 3 years later, a bus finally pulls into the station. It's the man coming home. In that moment, he drops everything in his hands and runs into his wife's arms. The boy meets his father for the first time and excitedly places a hat on his head. The family is finally reunited. But at that very moment, the old man looks on, unable to feel joy, because 5 years later, his wife fell seriously ill. He held her hand as they sat at the station, waiting together for a bus called death. They looked into each other's eyes, smiled, and then she stepped onto the bus alone. Until the very end, she couldn't bear to look away from him. She knew she wouldn't be coming back. Later, the man turned around and walked away, blending with the old man we saw earlier. When he wakes up again, he finds himself back in the present. But the next second, the old man notices something strange. The hands on his watch have stopped moving. He scratches his head in confusion, only to realize that his hat is floating above him, no matter how hard he tries to push it down. Finally, he takes the hat off and discovers the truth. He has already passed away. Just then, a bus slowly pulls into the station. The old man looks closely, shocked by what he sees. It's his wife. She's come to pick him up. They embrace once more, just like all those years ago. Life eventually comes to an end. Perhaps those who leave first are only getting on the bus early. And when our time comes, they'll be there to meet us on the final ride.